Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to another TNT MMA podcast video. Today we will be going over UFC Fight Night, Walker versus Zhang. That was in China this past weekend. We're gonna
Bing
be
chilling.
Bing chilling. We're gonna be talking about all the fights that happened and kind of giving you guys our take on all the fights and go from there. We're gonna jump straight into. Oh, also, my wonderful guy T Roll is also here with us. Our
T
MMA,
Rizzy.
our MMA expert here. Uh, so we're gonna jump straight into the first prelim fight, which was this light heavyweight battle, and I'm gonna butcher these names. This will be fun. Sadi Baldiev. I'm gonna go with that. Versus Nergaze. Nergaze.
That's good enough. Yeah,
Good
I'll
enough.
take it.
We'll go with that.
Yeah.
First round sub, 2 minutes 45 seconds in for Sadi Baldiev. I don't know, but he got a first
Yep.
round sub. It was
Ezekiel
pretty.
choke.
Ezekiel choke, very rare. You don't see those a lot, so that was pretty cool. What did you think of this one, Trev?
Super fun to watch. Iran was looking for the sub straight from the get-go as soon as they hit the floor. I forget what other subs he attempted, but I
Mm,
think there were at least two other submissions. I'm pretty sure.
I believe you're
Or
correct.
no, there was two submission attempts. Two submission attempts. I think the first one was a leg lock.
Mm,
And then once he bailed on that, he was able to get top position, get that Ezekiel choke, which super fun choke to watch. Not a lot of people can get that tap on that Ezekiel choke,
yeah,
so I was
yeah,
I was happy to see that as a grappler. I like watching that.
yeah.
So
That was pretty cool. Yeah, and he was the one that got taken down to get into that exchange, which he ended up pulling the Ezekiel choke after going for a couple other submission. It said that he attempted two, obviously one of those being the Ezekiel choke. So apparently they only counted two because I believe he had at least one more than that he was like trying to get to, but didn't quite get to it. But yeah, there was like pretty much no striking in this fight, to be real. Like looking at these stats, three total strikes for one side and 13 for the other. So nothing super crazy there on the feet. And then he got taken down. Immediately goes to get some grappling work in. Ends up getting an Ezekiel choke, which was pretty sick to watch. Also, pretty unfortunately for you guys, the viewers, Trevor and I watched this entire prelim live on video. And
it was sweet.
it was sweet. We were having a good time. Um, we did not have it playing on stream, but we did have the sound in the background, and apparently that is copyrightable. So, whole video got taken down, or it wouldn't even let me post the whole video at all. So, that was unfortunate. But we now have our permissions to do live streaming on YouTube now. So, next time, frick those dudes, we're gonna live stream it. So, but Trevor's and my schedule do not always line up, so that's not always going to be a thing that's going to be available. But when it is
Pretty rare
available,
thing to happen there, but
it'll be
yeah,
rare.
it'll.
But when it happens, it'll be sick. So always stay tuned for that on a fight night. You never know when Trevor and I are going to be available. But I think we can move on from that fight. The guy who got the sub was the favorite, very slight favorite, but he got what he was supposed to get done, I guess, and we can move straight on up. Next card, I would say Trevor and I were saying on the video that this was performance of the night or fight of the night. I think you said, yeah, you said fight of the night for this fight, no?
Yeah.
For the Long versus you
Um.
fight, or would you change that now that you watched all the fights?
I mean, Charles Johnson fight was pretty sick.
True, true.
I definitely wouldn't give it fight of the night because it wasn't 3 rounds. It didn't really go all the way.
Yeah, that
I,
this
I
so
think I think this one was still pretty good. I think the striking in it was pretty entertaining to watch. It was very back and forth, and
for sure. So we had Long versus you. You ended up getting the unanimous decision, 29-28, all three judges' scorecards. He was a favorite going into this fight, but let me tell you guys, if you did not catch this one, Trevor and I did live, and it was an absolute scrap. These guys were going at it. They were throwing bombs at each other. I thought there was gonna be like a finish in the first round, and then there wasn't. And then I thought there was gonna be a finish in the second round, and there wasn't. And then I thought there was gonna be a finish in the third round. It was
And in the third round, who was it that was just throwing elbows? Was it Zhao?
you.
I
I
think,
thought it was. Oh no, it was Zhao. It was Zhao Long. Yeah, he was
yeah,
just
Zhao.
elbow, 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 elbow.
Yeah, just back and forth elbows like in the close pocket, and it was super entertaining to
Yeah,
watch.
that was sick. So this was a like I don't know. I would have to look at what they gave people for like fight of the night and whatnot. But this was a banger fight, especially for being the second fight on a prelim. This was a banger. The crowd was loving it, and it seemed like these guys hated each other. This fight was in China, obviously. China, a guy from China, a guy from Korea, um, and they
Oh,
just seemed
here,
to not like each other very much.
I'd like to pause you on that and give you the performances of the night.
Okay, hit me.
So we got performance of the night, Johnny Walker. Performance of the night, Charles Johnson. Performance of the night, Kyle Dawkins.
Mm,
Performance of the night, Iran Satibaliyev. Obviously, everybody that got the finish, I think.
mm.
Um, and yeah, I think that's it for that.
Dang,
Where's the fight of the night though? Which one got fight of the
that's a great question.
night? Oh,
But
yeah, keep going. Sorry.
no, you're good. But you did actually shoot quite a few takedowns. He did shoot 6 takedowns. Didn't get any of them to stick. But man, they were just throwing hands the whole time. It was honestly like there was a couple. I would say there was. I would definitely say the third round probably went too long, but it was just like a little too late kind of situation. Um, but even like there was I think definitely if I'm remembering correctly, the the second round definitely went to you. Like he absolutely dominated that round. But I think the first round was actually pretty close, if I'm not mistaken. Um, so this fight was like pretty close, and like that based on the judges' scorecards, you would assume that. But it was definitely a very close fight, and it was a banger.
Well,
Um,
and long, I think Zhao couldn't or defended every single takedown that was going his way. I
yeah,
think.
yeah, he did, yeah. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was 0 for 6. So great takedown defense from Long there. So that was pretty sweet. Yeah, that was awesome. Watching that live, that was pretty sick. So it actually was pretty funny. Literally, as I clicked the turn off or the stop recording button, I look at the MMA Fight Center that I'm like using to like look at all the fights, and it literally says like UFC Fight Night starting now. And I was like, yo, Trev, the fight night starting right now. We should just. And then he was like, dude, let's watch the fight. So then we did. And unfortunately, we had to wait like 24 hours to get the live, or we would have just gone live with it. But it was pretty awesome to watch the fights live. That's not something that we get to do very often together. So that was a cool experience. And this was awesome because, like, you got first 2 fights, you got a finish and with a really rare choke, and then you also had like a super sick brawl right after that. So that was sick. I think we can just move right on up the card to the fight between Yiza and Wilson. This was a TKO for Yiza in the first round, 37 seconds in. This was a pretty crazy one. Um, he was a huge
Very fast
favorite.
knockout.
Huh?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he was a very huge
Yeah,
favorite.
yeah. And I,
Which so with this performance, he should have. Those betting odds are what it should be. But honestly, sometimes in the UFC we get fights that are like minus 800 favorites, minus 900 favorites, and they go to a pretty close split decision.
true, it's
But
true.
this was refreshing to see. A 37-second knockout,
Yeah,
leaving Wilson flat against the cage.
yeah, it was pretty nasty, very fast. Yeah, they got nasty quick. That's really all I gotta say about this one.
Looked like a crime scene. Dude was slumped against the cage like this. He
Yeah,
was
it was
just
a crime scene. It was rough. But great win from Yuza there. He looked absolutely fantastic, and based off the odds, he did exactly what he was supposed to do. And Wilson got beat up pretty bad. So take a break, rest up, and hopefully bounce back for the next one, big fella. Because that was a tough loss, you know. But yeah, gross TKO, 37 seconds in. There's really not much more you can say about that, unless T Rose got anything to add on to that one.
nah. Not a fun fight to watch. Like I said, this prelim was pretty good. As soon as you get to the main card, it gets a little more boring. But
Prelim was a banger in my opinion. I There wasn't like one fight that I was like, "Okay, this is boring." I would say all the fights were like pretty good. Um, and we got a lot of finishes too. Uh,
yeah,
we got one, two, three, four finishes in the whole prelims, and they were all like great fights. Even the ones I went to decision were still all really good fights.
we
Five.
got five.
One, two, three. One, two, three, four. We had the sub with the Ezekiel choke. We had the TKO from Yuza. We had
Oh, you're
the
right.
TKO from Pereira or from Dawkins.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're
okay.
right. I'm sorry.
No, you're okay. You're okay. But let's move right on up the card. This one I actually am excited to talk about. Kyle Dawkins beats Pereira or Pereira. I
Michelle
always, I
Michelle
always,
Pereira.
I always get his name confused with Pereira. You know, but Kyle Dawkins. This is it's like apparently like a resurgence for him. He's back in the UFC now, and dude looks sick. 43-second knockout by elbows.
Yeah.
Back to back under a minute knockouts was pretty sick. But yeah, he stepped in there, caught him with a I want to say he caught him with he was actually talking about it in the post fight interview with Joe Rogan, or not Joe Rogan, who was interviewing uh the British dude.
Bisping?
Bisping, yeah, Bisping was interviewing. And he was like, "What was the strategy?" And I believe he caught him with a left hook, but he stood in the pocket and Pereira threw a punch, and then
Yeah,
he
yeah,
stood
yeah.
there and just like instead of like backing out of it, he stood in the pocket, delivered a nasty counter left hook, I believe.
Yeah, it was a
Um,
right hook on
a
on
right hook.
Michelle Pereira.
Yeah,
A right hook on Michelle Pereira. Pereira. Um, fucking moving out after a combo.
that
So
yes,
Michelle
yes.
Pereira threw a combo, and then as he was moving out,
Boom.
bang, yeah, Dawkins just hit him with that right hook,
And it was nasty.
clean, clean
Dawkins
on the
looked
shin.
great. He looked good. He was an underdog, so big W for the underdogs. Um, and that was a sick fight. So yeah, that was awesome. Back to back knockouts in the first round, under a minute as well. Great fight from Kyle Dawkins. Looks like he might be having a good resurgence. We'll see. I mean, Pereira is like a very well known fighter, a very good fighter. So for him to knock him out in under a minute, it seems like he would have like a good look coming forward or moving forward. But we'll just have to see. However, whatever matchup they
Let's
give
hope
him
so.
next. But yeah, sick fight though. Love that one. And then we can just move straight up the card now. Rong Zhu versus Hubbard. Hubbard was a competitor on Tough the season where Michael Chandler and Conor McGregor were in it. He was on Michael Chandler's team. Um, he lost to Rong Zhu unanimous decision, 30-27, 29-28, 29-28. I would say like Rongju definitely was winning this fight the whole fight, but definitely Hubbard had some good moments. Like, you might look at the stats on this fight and think that maybe he didn't have that many great moments, but he looked pretty good, I thought, from like an amateur MMA fan perspective. I thought he looked okay. Like, I don't think he got like absolutely like embarrassed or anything like that. What do you think?
Yeah, no, I thought Rongju just looked a little bit faster, a little
Yeah,
bit more on the gun than Austin Hubbard did.
yeah,
Um,
I agree.
and let me look at the takedowns. I don't. Yeah, Austin got 2 takedowns out of 12 attempted.
Yeah,
Rongju was on it with the takedown defense, and
true.
I think even when he got taken down, it wasn't much takedown control
No,
or much ground control
only
on
a
that. So
minute. So
yeah,
yeah, definitely wasn't a ton of
so
ground control.
I think Rongju was just more active with his legs, doing the leg kicks out.
Mm.
Austin Hubbard just looked a little bit slower. So yeah, it was I think deserve a decision to Rongju, and Austin Hubbard didn't look horrible though. So
Yeah,
it
but
was a
pretty
fun
good
fight to
fight.
watch.
Yeah, like I said,
Yeah.
another decision fight that was still like a good, entertaining fight to watch. And yeah, so that was awesome. But next, moving up, one of the people that got a performance bonus, can't Johnson, bro. Johnson versus Kavanaugh. Um, a nice knockout, very nasty knockout in round two, with about 25 seconds left in the round. Kavanaugh was winning this fight the whole
Definitely.
first round, and I would say a good chunk of the second round. I mean, he cut, I believe, like above Johnson's left or right eye. I can't remember, but he got a cut on him like early. And Kavanaugh, for you that don't know, he's a kickboxer, and his kicks were looking nasty. He was looking very good against Johnson, and I honestly thought he was gonna get a finish in the second round. I was like, yeah, second round finish is on the way. He almost finished him in the first round, but didn't quite get it. And then all of a sudden, Johnson just turns it on. Um, and
Well,
hold on,
hold
hold
on.
on,
I
hold
don't
on,
think.
hold on, hold on. He did turn it on though. He did start looking
Yeah,
better.
yeah, yeah,
He's
yeah,
he. What I mean by that is he started looking better,
yeah.
and then what was it? Was it a body kick or a body punch?
No, it was a head punch.
No.
Kavanaugh.
That Kavanaugh threw first.
Oh,
I thought it was a
oh.
body kick. I
No,
could
it
be.
was a. It was a. Was it a kick that he threw?
I don't remember, but all I
I
do
thought it was a
remember.
punch. He threw a punch,
Yeah.
kind of like leaned back to admire it,
Mm-hmm.
but he didn't keep his hands up as he leaned back
Yeah.
to admire it. And so Johnson just kind of ate the shot that he was taking, and just threw another overhand out and just knocked him out.
Yeah, and I think Kavanaugh thought that that shot that he threw did a lot more damage to Johnson than it did because he kind of like stepped away, like, oh yeah, he's hurt. I got a second to like regain myself, and just immediately right hand overhand straight to the jaw, out cold. Uh, yeah, that was a nasty knockout. When everybody was probably doubting Johnson to win this fight, he pulls it out, hits a nasty overhand to end this thing like that. So that was nasty. Trevor and I were going crazy, like, oh my gosh. And it kind of like sucked a little bit because Kavanaugh was undefeated before this, and I was liking him. I was like, yo, this Kavanaugh guy is kind of like cold, dude. He's got good defense so far, and he's laying on a lot of offense. And then
And then
all
he
of a
made one of the
sudden,
worst defensive
worst mistakes
mistakes
ever.
that you could make ever. Yeah.
Very rookie
Literally, like
type
they weren't
move.
even up at all. Like I think
No,
he
his
like
hands were
he really,
down, bro.
yeah, he really thought he must have like was gonna get a knockdown with that or something because
Yeah.
I feel like he's gonna look. I mean, obviously, I know my Bisping said it. He was like he's gonna look back at this and hate himself watching it. But like that's a mistake he's probably not gonna make again, at least anytime
Let's
soon.
hope. Let's hope. Yeah, I mean,
So
yeah, bro got knocked out cold. And the horrible part is he was winning this fight. I really feel like if he just did normal defense and wasn't had his hand and didn't have his hands down, he probably wins this fight. Like, to be real, like, like, I think he was, even when Johnson was starting to turn it on a little bit and land some more shots and whatnot. Kavanaugh was still looking like good. He was still looking good. He was still, out there throwing right back with him, and then puts his hands down, backs up, gets caught with a nasty right hand, and good night. So, but yeah, that was nasty. So, congrats to Johnson for getting that dub.
For real.
He's a real one. And moving on up the card to the last prelim fight of the night, we had Mahashete versus Young, and Young gets a unanimous decision, 30-27 for one judge, and then 29-28 for the other two. He was doing damage all over on Mahashete the whole time. What was his? What was G Money? Yeah, it was G Money.
G Money.
Yeah, G
Yeah.
Money. G Money was looking cold out there, bro. So it was great to see his performance. He looked really, really good. Threw 131 total strikes, and was landing. So, uh, and he had 112 significant strikes. So that means only about 20 of his shots were not like very good shots. The rest of them were flush.
Yep. And if I can remember correctly, Gage was definitely out grappling Mahashate
Yes.
a lot. So
Yeah. So Mahashate shot 7 takedowns, got 0. And Gabe, you said Gabe, right? It was Gabe, yeah.
Gage.
Gage Young, yeah. And Gage shot 3 takedowns and got 6, so he had 50% to a 0%. So his takedown defense was great, and he was also landing takedowns of his own, and then rocking him with shots as well. So great fight for Gage Young, G Money. And yeah, he looked good. He was the favorite though, so like it wasn't like anything super surprising, but he looked good. Yeah. Anything else you got for
Yeah.
that one?
No, nothing to add. That was great.
All right. Moving on to the main event, and this is where you would think we would say this is where it gets interesting. No, this is where it got really boring for the rest of this night, except for the main event. But for this rest of this main card, not great.
Well, the first fight was decent.
The first fight was decent. We had Naraji versus Crosby. This was Naraji's first UFC fight, and he came in here and got a first round TKO. He looked good. He was a huge favorite, so it almost kind of looks like, based off the odds, like they fed him just like a kind of an easy fight for his first fight. And he dealt with him in the first round.
Well,
So.
yeah, it was kind of like with that knee.
Mm-hmm.
Um, yeah, I think. Hold on, am I looking at the? Hold on. Yeah, this is the Nuerji.
Mm-hmm.
Kiefer Crosby. Yeah, with that knee.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, it's hard to say. I mean, the 2 point deduction. I think Nuerji knew he needed to act really fast after that.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that was a like super illegal knee though.
yeah.
That was not good. And unfortunately, like, I'm not saying that Raji would have lost this fight, but he cut him open so bad with that knee. And then it's like, yeah, he got his 2 points taken away, but like the dude's gushing blood. So he's already going to be at a huge disadvantage for the rest of the fight because of that. So it's kind of like, I honestly, like, I don't know that much, I guess. So like, do they ever like, because he did still get the win, but he also like had that super legal knee, which, like I said, cut him open super bad. Um, do they ever turn that into like a draw or a no contest or anything? Like, what level do you have to get like a no contest or a draw out of it?
Well, I don't think it would ever be like a no contest. Like, since it's an illegal strike, if the fighter doesn't want to continue fighting after that legal strike happens, then it's a win by disqualification for the fighter that got kneed on the ground.
Hmm.
So I think honestly, I think I don't know what was the conversation with Crosby and the ref, but I'm assuming Crosby said he was okay and still wanted to fight. Um, and it led to him getting knocked out. So
Yep. Wouldn't seem like the best decision, but I mean, I guess shout out to him though for sticking in there because he could have just taken, based on what you're telling me, he could have just
or I
taken
don't
like
even
a
know if
free
the ref
win.
even gave him the option. I don't know if that was a
True,
thing,
true,
but
true.
like it should have been an option because that's how it was for like the Piotr Jan Aljamain Sterling fight, you know.
Yeah,
So
yeah. No, I totally agree with that. Like I said, Naraji still looked really good, but after that knee, it was just like, okay, this guy is super bloodied up right now, massive cut, and Naraji definitely probably was thinking like, okay, I gotta turn on and do something quick here. I gotta get a finish so that we can just kind of move on past this. But he still looked good though. He still looked good. It wasn't like he didn't look good besides that or whatever. But we'll see how he looks in his next fight. Probably won't make that decision very often again. Like, or maybe he just
probably won't see an illegal knee from him soon, hopefully.
hopefully,
Hopefully
unless
it's
he
not like
didn't
a
learn.
common theme, yeah.
Yeah, hopefully he's not just getting wins because he's illegally kneeing people to the face. But there's always been some there's always like some questionable ones, like, right, like, okay, was the guy, because it's technically right, if one of your knees is on the ground, you can't like knee that guy in the face, right? Or like if your opponent has one knee on the ground, you can't knee him, right? That's the rule.
Yes. Yeah.
So like there's like some close ones, right, where it's like the guy's getting up, so like you could still call it as he was up, or you could call it that he was still down. But like this one was blatant, like the guy was still one knee down, and then he just came in with that knee just straight to the face, and dude was gushing. Dude was gushing. So, but he stayed in there. Like I said, we don't know for sure if he got the option to get the dub and was like, "Now we'll just keep it going," or if they didn't give him that option. But after that, it was pretty much GG's. So he didn't have much else after that. But all right, we'll just move right on up to Summer Durji, sorry,
Sumaderji, yeah.
Summer Durji, and Borges. Unanimous decision win for Summer Durji. 30-27, all three judges' scorecards. So pretty dominant performance here from him. He was the favorite going into this, but he definitely was just way more active. We had 91 strikes from him to 23 strikes from Borjas. So he was just way more active. They did both shoot 5 takedowns, and both of them didn't get any single takedowns. So both of them actually were doing
It's
pretty
like
good.
some of those shots weren't actually like good
True,
shots, but
true,
like I think that like
true.
honestly like from what I remember, I think it was like the clinch wrestling,
Yeah.
like I'm gonna fake a shot,
Mm-hmm.
come up again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally. I totally agree with that. But yeah, nothing like super crazy about this fight. It was a pretty dominant performance from Sumerji, and he got the victory. Um, Unanimous decision. And yeah, there's really not much more to go on off that. So we'll just move right on up the card to Pavlich versus Cortez Acosta, heavyweight bout. Uh, Pavlich gets the unanimous decision, 30-27 for one judge, and then 29-28 for the other two. He was a favorite going into this fight. Striking wise, pretty even. We had 63 strikes to 45 strikes. Nothing like, he wasn't like super dominant or anything like that. But what did you see in this fight from Pavlich?
I honestly like I knew Pavlovich was gonna win this going into it. I
Mm-hmm.
had him on my betting cards. I love Sergey. Happy to see him get the win. It was kind of a more slower paced fight, but
Mm-hmm.
I think Pavlovich did what he needed to do. He was definitely a little bit more dominant with the striking, a little more active. So
Mm-hmm.
I'm happy to see him come out with that win.
Yeah, me too. Cortez Acosta looked good though. Like when I watched like the fight back like the day after it happened, and he was looking like he was trying to stay active. But both of them didn't seem like they were like really interested in like getting too busy. You know, they were just like okay with just both kind of just like jabbing at each other here and there. But like there wasn't like a bunch of like huge exchanges in my opinion. So
I agree with you. It was low volume.
no volume, just like but Pavlos did what he did or what he needed to do to get it done, and we both are happy about that. And yeah, nothing too crazy to talk about there. So we can move on right on up to our co-main event, which was Brian Ortega versus Aljamain Sterling. Um, Brian Ortega missed weight. He looked like absolute crap on the scale. And what I mean by that is he looked like he was on the brink of death, bro. Like he looked very bad. So they ended up making it a catch weight. I believe it was at 153 pounds was the catch weight. And looked good. Sterling looked good. Um, Brian Ortega did not look good. It looks like I mean, he did throw a lot of strikes, but I think a lot of it was like nothing too damaging or anything like that. But Aljamain Sterling was saying busy. 153 strikes, 124 significant strikes. Also got 3 takedowns. And Ortega had 2 that he shut down on, so he was 0 for 2. Aljamain Sterling was 3 for 6 on takedowns. So good takedown to control from Aljamain. He looked sharp. It just looks like Brian Ortega, which is sad because I like Brian Ortega, but it looks like he's just kind of coming to the end of his career, and I'd maybe they move him up to like one. Maybe he moves up to like 155, so he doesn't have to cut as much weight and finishes
Yeah,
out his career there.
it's kind
Um,
of a hard division to end your career
I
in.
know,
Yeah,
but like it's also hard if you're gonna keep missing weight and keep having catch weights for the rest of your career too. So I don't know what he's gonna do. But Aljamain looks good though. Aljamain was pretty much calling for a title shot. It sounded like, or something like that. Which obviously is what he's going for. That's what everybody's going for. But I don't think he's gonna be due next. That's for sure. I think he's
for
got.
sure.
I think he's got a couple people in front of him. Because he is in that 145. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, and
And that's
Volkanovski already promised
yeah. Mm-hmm.
the
What
fight to what's his name?
what's his name, bro? That British dude. He was just on the last fight. Or the last card, I should say.
Leron Murphy.
Yeah, Leroy Murphy. Which Leroy Murphy is nasty, so that's an awesome fight. I love that. But yeah, so
Yeah,
he's not next there. And so but he's still looking good though. Like I believe he's still like top 5. I wanna say I could be totally wrong about that. But
yeah.
I believe he is. But yeah, he looked good though. So I think he's like if he keeps on this path, I think he is like going to get a title shot somewhat soon. But just I don't think he's next or anything like
I
that.
definitely don't think beating Brian Ortega gives you
Yeah,
access to
that's
a title
yeah.
shot for
I
sure.
I agree. I agree. So from that standpoint, that's what I'm gonna say is that he's probably gonna get a title shot relatively soon. But I don't think he's next. I mean, you even got people like Yair Rodriguez that could get a title shot again. Diego Lopez just got a title shot. So Diego Lopez is not going to get another one super soon. So he probably is in front of him. And then you got Evelev. Obviously, Leron Murphy is next. Um, and then you got Aljamain Sterling right after. So I guess he could be in like the next 2 title fights or maybe 3.
Hmm.
Um, but like I said, I definitely don't think he's like next or anything like that. So, but he looked good. Don't want to take that away from him. He did look good. He did
So
handle
who would you give
business.
him next?
Who would I give him next?
Eh, what does
Man,
matchmaker Trent want here?
man. Let me see when these dates are. The problem is, I would want a quicker. I think you go. If it's me, If it's me, I'm going Yair Rodriguez versus Lopez, and then so that's what I would do. They're 2-3 right now. They both haven't fought since April 12th, so I like that matchup.
And they both have beef.
They both have beef, so that's a good matchup. I like that matchup. And then I probably do like, man, Evolov. Is he hurt? Musafar?
I'm not sure. I don't know if
He
he's
hasn't
hurt or
fought since December. He almost hasn't fought for an entire year. But like, I'm trying to look at like timelines that make sense, right? Because like, um, if you look, like Aljamain Sterling obviously just fought, but like if he wants to fight, or if he was gonna go like Evelev, obviously I'm assuming he's gonna want to fight somebody above him in the rankings. But if he wants to fight like Evelev, like that could work. But he has been out for a year, so I'm not sure if he's injured or like what's going on with that. But then Lopez, I would put him against Rodriguez instead. But I wouldn't. I guess I wouldn't hate like an Aljamain versus Lopez or an Aljamain versus Rodriguez. And then if he wins
I'd much
that,
rather see an Aljamain versus Yair than an Aljamain versus Lopez.
okay. But like I said, I like the beef and the idea of Yair versus Diego.
Me too.
And then maybe like Mosavar versus Aljamain. And then obviously we got Leron versus the champ. So
Yeah.
that's what I would probably do. I'm not sure.
I like it. I like it.
But yeah, nothing super crazy.
Well, up the card, I guess.
Off the card, I guess, bro.
Johnny Walker versus
Johnny
Zhang
Walker,
and Yang.
main event of the evening. So I really honestly thought that I was honestly feeling like I like Johnny Walker, but I honestly kind of thought Ming Yang was gonna win this. I
It's like I
thought
said, bro. As soon as you think he's gonna lose, that's when he wins, bro.
that's true. I thought he was in China, he's in front of his people, a little edge. But man, Johnny Walker was laying on those leg kicks and pretty much ended up getting TKO just because of that. It was in round two, 2 minutes 37 seconds into the round that he kept laying on the leg kicks. Not it wasn't like that was the only leg kick. That's not what I'm saying. But he shot 13 leg kicks, and was absolutely beating up that left leg of Ming Yang and got him to the ground because Ming Yang kind of grabbed his leg for like a second, and then moved forward, and then Johnny Walker hit him with another leg kick, and then he went to take a step, and then grabbed his leg fully, and then fell down, and then he actually stayed in it for longer than I thought. I thought it was over right then, but then he did fight on the ground pretty good, but then Johnny Walker was just able to end up getting that finish. And like Trev said, well, when you think he's gonna lose, he wins. So he's the only Brazilian I think to win a main event in 2025 so far, I believe, or to win a main event. I think there's been 9 others and they've all lost. So
broke the Brazilian curse.
Broke the Brazilian curse, bro. Hopefully, Charles Oliveira will also keep breaking the curse, but we'll see about that one later on this year. But yeah, this was a good fight though. They Ming Yang still looked good up until the point where his legs were just getting absolutely cooked, and then he couldn't really move. And then he got to a point where he actually couldn't move and fell down and got ground and pounded, and then GG's, So
That was your uncle.
it was a good fight though. Johnny Walker looked good. He did the fake glove touch straight into he pulled a Chimaev move, right? Fake glove touch straight into the takedown.
Shot.
It did not work though. He ended up on bottom, and that could have been dangerous. But
and he pulled the most Johnny Walker move off rip, dude.
For real, it was awesome. I mean, he's playing the character, So,
I didn't watch it live though. We definitely watched it the next day.
I watched it the next day.
You boys. 4 a.m. by the time the main card started. I was a
Yeah, it's like,
sleepy boy. I
yeah.
had work the next morning.
So we were like, you know what? Let's just call it here. So, and I'm actually so glad that we didn't, because we would have filmed that whole, like, because the only reason we were gonna watch it is like for the video. You know, it'd been cool to like watch the whole card on the video, but then it got copyrighted anyways. So I'm kind of glad that we ended up just going to bed when we did. You know. But yeah, so Johnny Walker looks good. Let's let's just give out a few ideas for these top two fights. So obviously we already talked about Aljamain. We're thinking, we're leaning towards. Uh, I said Lopez versus Lopez versus
Rodriguez.
Rodriguez. Thank you. I like that fight. They haven't fought since April, so we can book that soon. We could book that in November.
Yeah, I
Um,
like that.
or I don't, but he just, obviously Dana just made an announcement for December, or for November, which we will get into those talks in a little bit.
Diego Lopez is fighting John Silva next though.
Oh, he is on the schedule.
September.
I just realized he is on the schedule. My bad. So maybe
Yeah,
we
he's
do
fighting.
do a Yair Rodriguez Aljamain Sterling fight in like December, January.
I like that.
I don't hate that. Yeah, I didn't even realize that he was fighting Silva, which is so crazy because Silva's not even like top 10.
Banger fight, not gonna lie.
No,
I'm
it is
kind
a
of hyped
banger.
for that
No, I'm
fight.
actually hyped about that. I like Silva. I like Lopez. But he's like, it's just kind of funny because Lopez is 3 right now, and Silva's not even top 10. So interesting kind of like fight choice for Lopez. But maybe he's just trying to
John
make a
Silva's been
statement.
on a tear though
He
recently, so
has
I
been.
get
He
it.
has been. The fighting nerds, like I'm all.
But yeah, I also don't get it. If I was a promoter, I would have done Diego Lopez versus Yair Rodriguez already.
If I was Diego Lopez, I would have done versus like why are you fighting somebody outside the top 10 when you're 3? I don't think that I except for the fact that, like you said, Silva is on a tear right now. Besides that, like this doesn't do anything for like getting him another title shot, in my opinion. So um, whatever though, good for him. But yeah, I like that now. Now that I see that, I totally missed that. So shout out to T Roll, but. I like Yara Rodriguez, Aljamain Sterling. Give us that in like December, January. Love that. And then for the other side, Brian Ortega, he's 8 right now, but obviously he's going to go down. He was 4. He moved down to 8 after this fight, which is, I think he should be even lower. I love Brian Ortega too. Like I don't want. I'm not trying to slander him because I do like Brian Ortega. I think he's like a great
Well,
jiu-jitsu guy, but he's just kind of falling off. But like I think
do you even think he should be in the featherweight rankings? If you think he should move up, do you think he
I
should?
think
You
he
think he
moves
should
up.
go in the lightweight rankings?
I think he moves up, bro. Like in my opinion, like
Like, who would you give him at lightweight to get like a good top 15 lightweight fight? If he even you think he deserves a top 15 lightweight fight?
I do. I
Yeah,
do.
who would you give him in the
I
top
do
15?
because I think he's running out of time. And so like if it's me, right? Like if he is gonna move up, I'm gonna try to like if it's me, I'm gonna try to give him like an opportunity to get himself like another chance at contention. Not saying I'm gonna give him like a path to contention, but like if I'm gonna keep him at 145, right? I'm gonna give him, somebody like maybe Arnold Allen or like Josh Emmett, keep himself in the top 10.
Hmm.
Or maybe like a Pitbull. Wouldn't hate that either. But I think, oh no, he already has a fight coming up. Pitbull already has a fight coming up. Never mind. And so does Emmett. So maybe like you do like an Arnold Allen. It's nothing crazy. It's an 8 versus 9 matchup, but it keeps him in that top 10. Just proves that he can get another win. Or if you move him up into lightweight, I'm trying to think who's in, because I only have this top 10 pulled up. I'm trying to think of who's like from that like 11 to 15 range. Because like I don't hate the idea of like a Dariush, um, but I don't know.
Dariush.
I don't hate that.
I got the first 15 for lightweight pulled up. Here we go. I'll give you the.
Give me 11 through 15.
All right, here we go. 11 through 15. Hanatsu Moicano at 11.
Okay.
Michael Chandler at 12.
Mm.
Benoit Saint Denis at 13. You got Grant Dawson at 14 and Joel Alvarez at 15.
Mm. I'm not gonna lie, dude. Well, actually, I might change my opinion because I was gonna say Moicano. Would I feel like he beats Brian Ortega, but but Neil Dariush just beat Moicano in June. So I was gonna say
Yeah.
Dariush, but then maybe Dariush would also beat him. Cause like I'm trying, I want it. Like if it's me,
Well,
if I'm
okay,
the
that's
promoter,
MMA math. That's MMA math. You
is
can't
that you
like,
can't use that?
yeah. I mean, like, it's easy to say if this person beats this person,
Hmm.
then obviously this other person that's gonna fight this person who
I
lost to
didn't
this
say
match.
obviously. I didn't say obvious. I just was
But like,
saying like I don't hate a Dariush match. If he wants to go up to 155, I don't hate it like a Dariush. It gets him in the top 10 potentially.
I think he could beat Dariush. I
Okay.
think
So let's say that. Let's say UFC we would like Brian Ortega
it's
versus
possible.
Dariush. And if he's gonna go lightweight, I would like to see him against Dariush.
I don't know. I'm starting to hate betting on Dariush too, though. To be honest.
For real, for real. And then if you want to keep him in featherweight, or if he wants to stay in featherweight, give him like Arnold Allen. That's what I'm saying. Aljamain, give Aljamain Yair Rodriguez sometime in like December, January. And then if we move up to the main event, obviously, of Walker Zhang, let's go over Ming Yang first. So obviously, his leg's probably pretty messed up. Um, a light heavyweight.
Mm,
At light heavyweight.
yeah.
Obviously, he just lost. I don't know what, like, is he ranked top 15? Ming Yang? I don't think
Yeah.
so.
Johnny Min Yang is 15.
Okay.
Yeah, he's 15.
I guess we just keep him in that 15. Like, what do we got, like, 13, 14? What do we got there?
Nikito Krylov at 13 and Alonzo Menefield at 14.
Maybe, like, Krylov?
Krylov for who? For Ming Yang?
Yeah. Do you like
I don't.
that?
I don't hate that. I mean, that's not like a.
I don't
It's not
really
a
know this light
horrible fight.
heavyweight division besides, like, the top, obviously. Give me, okay.
Now,
Give me, no, no. Give me Johnny Walker, though. Give me Johnny Walker versus Jamal Hill.
I was gonna suggest the same thing, bro.
Oh,
Same
Brand,
wavelength.
same wavelength as me.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
let's go, dude.
So yeah, I
Yeah.
love that idea. Get that boy Johnny Walker an opportunity to get in that top 10 and get Jamal Hill out of there, bro.
You
Not
know, hold on.
Jamal Hill doesn't even have a fight lined up. It's perfect. Get them fighting in like January.
You know, I wouldn't hate Reyes versus Walker either, but
I
I do
wouldn't
think
hate that.
Reyes. I do think Reyes deserves a higher up ranking than lower ranking. So I feel like Reyes should fight somebody like Jan Blachowicz next,
Well,
or
he's fighting number 4 Carlos Olberg in September.
bang.
Yeah, so Reyes is already good. That's why I didn't say Reyes. I also like Reyes, but like I said, he already has a fight. And then
W for Reyes.
everybody below that, like I mean, I guess you could give him Volkan Ozmir, but
No,
I,
I
I
like
like the
that.
Jamal
I like
Hill.
that. Yeah, me too.
Give us that. So give us Jamal Hill and him like January. That'd be sick, banger.
And I think Jamal Hill will take that fight. He'll
Yeah,
take any.
I think Jamal Hill will take that fight.
He's game.
He's game. And then yeah, so those are our 4 matchups that we would like to see. I gave 2, so we'll say 5 matchups because we gave 2 for our boy freaking Brian Ortega in case he wants to move up to 155. Like I said, maybe he just had a bad weight cut. Maybe he just had a bad weight cut and he can make 145 no problem. but he just looked so bad. It just was like kind of scary, dude. So I don't know. Like if it's really that hard for him, then I'm like, dude, it's all good. Just move up to 155. We'll give you Dariush. But if he just says, hey, it was just a bad weight cut, I'm all good. Then cool, that's fine. If he's good, then keep him at 145. I just don't really see. Honestly, I see better fight opportunities though for him at lightweight. Like at featherweight, like he's at 8 now, right? So he's got below him, he's got Arnold Allen, he's got Josh Emmett, and to fight above that, he's either got to wait for Pitbull. He just fought Aljamain Sterling. Leroy Murphy's fighting for the UFC title, for the featherweight title. Evelev hasn't fought for a long time, so I guess you could give him. But then Evelev is waiting even longer because obviously Brian Ortega's probably not going to fight in 3 months. So I just
I
don't really
will say,
see a great fight there for him, to be real.
I will say another good fight I see for Johnny Walker is because Johnny Walker and Jamal Hill have already fought once.
Mm.
Jamal Hill won by knockout, so that could be a good. The Jamal Hill fight could be a good chance to get that win back.
Mm-hmm.
But Khalil Roundtree also lost to Johnny Walker and could want some revenge for that. And I think that could be a good chance for Johnny Walker to raise the rankings as well by fighting Khalil Roundtree.
Mm. Hmm. I don't hate that. So you think he goes all the way up to fight the number 5 guy already?
I mean, obviously, I think Jamal Hill is probably a better matchmaking than Khalil Roundtree is. But I'm thinking if he does want to go up the rankings pretty fast,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully he
Well,
can talk to
Khalil
Khalil
Roundtree
Roundtree.
is fighting Yuri Prohaska in
Yes,
October.
very soon, very soon. Yeah.
So when that fight happens, if Khalil wins that, I think that is out of the picture now. If he loses that though, maybe. But if
Well,
he gets,
I'm excited for that fight. Not gonna
I
lie.
am too. But if he beats Yuri Prohaska, he's into the top 3, and he's probably going for a title shot
Yeah, I
somewhat
agree with
soon.
you
You
on
know what I
that.
mean?
Yeah.
Um.
He's
So yeah,
fighting Magomed Ankalaev for
Uncle
sure,
Lad,
for
dude.
sure.
That's a scary looking dude. I tell you that much. All right. Well, let's finish off this pod, ladies and gentlemen, with some MMA news. First off,
Yeah.
we'll talk about these upcoming cards that just got announced. First off, number one thing we got is JDM versus Islam Makhachev, November MSG in New York City. That's a banger, bro. That's an absolute banger. We've been waiting for this super fight for a long time. Islam Makhachev moving up to 170 to get that belt. And he says if he wins that belt, he's moving back down to 155 to go for the double belt.
Yes, bro.
Dude,
Exciting.
could be
Exciting.
crazy. So that's pretty sick. Also, on that exact same card, we got Shevchenko versus the one you like. What is that?
Shake
Weili.
Millie. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
brother.
Moving up to fight Shevchenko. Also on that card, Leon Edwards. Protest, baby. That's a
That,
banger. Dude, that's a
that'll be a good
banger.
fight.
Um, that's the only card fight that they have on this card so far. That is absolutely stacked. This is what we were talking about, UFC. These are the stacked cards we're wanting right here, dude. This is stacked. You know? Like a women's title fight on the main card is like normally not that exciting. But this fight is exciting. This is a super fight. So that's pretty awesome. And then I believe we also
This is
had.
one woman fight we won't be napping for.
We will not be napping for this fight, exactly. The other one that did also get announced, I believe, which is going to be on. I'm trying to remember. They added a fight. Maybe it was later in the year and they don't even have it up yet, but I thought they did. Oh, obviously. We already knew about the Tom Aspinall Cyril Gane fight, I mean. But I thought they added a fight. Oh, yeah, Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov.
Thank you. Versus Batista also got added. Like, nothing crazy there. Like, it's just a
Umar?
bang. Yeah.
Umar Nurmagomedov?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
Versus Batista. So that's a good fight. Bantamweight that just got added as well. I believe there's another one. Let me look at the at freaking the UFC's Instagram about this because there was a. I thought there was a big one too. Let me get a quick gander here, boys. Maybe I'm wrong. Oh, obviously now for the straw weight, you got Jandaroba versus Dern. Um, Nothing crazy there, but they're fighting for the featherweight now, or sorry, strawweight now. Now that Wei Lee moved up.
Dern.
Dern, and yeah, that's really all like the big ones that they added. But now let's just really quickly talk about.
Dern's got a couple big ones.
Somebody had to say it. Somebody had to say it. Totally true though. So let's go next. So next fight, let's just go over like the obviously our next fight that we were going to talk about. I think we're just going to save this Imavov Borello fight for next week's video because there's no fights this weekend, I believe, except for like the contender series on like Tuesday or whatever. But there's no cards this weekend, so I think we're just gonna save talking like in depth about this card for next video, which will be on Sunday, which will be after these fights, obviously. But what do you think of this fight? This just this main event, Imavov versus Borello.
I mean, Caio Bohario with the Fighting Nerds. I love the Fighting Nerds. So, I don't know if he's the favorite. I'm assuming he is, but
He is, yes.
yeah, so give me Caio Bohario, probably by decision, but I can also see him finishing. Um,
I think if he gets a finish, it might be.
Knockout.
Yeah,
Would
it'd
be a
be a
TK.
knockout. Yeah, it wouldn't be a sub.
It would be a
So.
TK.
I also have versus or by decision as well, but I also love the Fighting Nerds. Here at the TNT MMA podcast, we love the Fighting Nerds. So maybe someday, whenever we blow up, we'll get one of the Fighting Nerds to come on the pod. That'd be sick.
Shit.
You gotta speak things
Not,
into existence, chat.
keep John Silva away from me, bro.
For real. Yeah, and then obviously after that, the next weekend after that is that Lopez Silva fight, so that'll be pretty sick. And then we got Olberg versus Reyes after that, and then we have Ankalaev versus Pereira. Then we have Oliveira versus Fiziev, or Fiziev,
Fazeev.
and then we have Aspinall Gain, and then we got the JDM Makachev fight. So the rest of this year is looking absolutely fire. And then they haven't even announced like December fights. So I'm really hoping that eventually they figure out this whole lightweight division and they get us Paddy Pimblett, Justin Gaethje, Armin Sarukian, something like that.
Love to see Paddy Pimblett fight again for sure.
I want Paddy Pimblett or Paddy Pimblett, Armin Sarukian. And then give me freaking what else do I want? I would also like to see Dan Hook or Justin Gaethje.
I like that.
And then winner of The winner of Gaethje.
Wasn't Hooker Gaethje supposed to happen?
It was supposed to happen, so that's why I want it to happen now. Gaethje Hooker, winner of that, faces loser of Pimblet Armin. Winner faces Taporia
I like that.
for the belt.
Yeah, I like that.
That'd be sick. I mean, listen, I am tagging along a little bit here with MMA Guru because he's already said this like a month ago. But I do like that idea a lot. I think those are great matchups. I don't think Gaethje, like, because I'm tired. I really am tired of these guys sitting and then getting title shots, man. Like, I'm tired. Like,
Yeah.
Armin hasn't fought in over a year, and he thinks he gets the title shot next. No, like, get him to fight Patty. They already have beef. They already don't like each other. It's a great matchup. Winner of that, 3, 4, 5 months later, gets a title shot against Ilya, and then more than likely Ilya, beats them. But it would still be a banger fight. And then Justin Gaethje, Dan Hooker is still a banger fight. And then if Justin Gaethje really wants his title run, all he's got to do is beat Hooker, beat either Sarukian or Pimblet, and then win the belt.
But you gotta think,
Hmm.
probably he's gonna do one more fight. Taporia is probably gonna do one more fight before he fights Islam.
True.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
And I don't
then
know if
like,
that's gonna
at
happen
that,
at 155 or 170, but
I think Islam said he was going to come down to get the belt. I don't know though.
I'm sure Ilya will try to make it at 170 so he can try to get that third belt.
Probably, yeah. So I don't understand, why can't they both put up the belt? Like, why can't they just be like, we're gonna fight this belt, but we're both putting up our belts for this?
Well, because you're making a specific weight. You're either making 170 or 155.
That's true. I think I would, if it's me, I'm doing it at 170 so that it gives Ilya a chance, and he's like the poster boy right now. So it gives Ilya a chance to win that third belt.
I think Ilya has the best chance at 155. I think at 170.
Yeah, I think so too.
Yeah.
But I don't know. We'll see. But then yeah, I like that a lot. And then, but like you said, if Topuria does move up, let's say he does go to 155 or 170, then you have Gaethje face the winner, I'm thinking that Gaethje probably beats Hooker. I'm not saying it's a guarantee, but I'm saying this is all based off if Gaethje beats Hooker, right? Then you have Gaethje face either Pimblet or Armin Sarukian, whoever wins in the title shot, for the vacant title. That's what you do.
I like that. Yeah.
All right. We're going to wrap up the podcast. But first, hold on. We're not done.
Oh, yeah.
We are not done. Probably the most important topic of the day. Maybe.
The whole week, bro.
The whole week, Let's talk about Rampage Jackson's son.
Yes, bro.
Raja Jackson. Damn near killing a man in a professional wrestling match, like WWE style wrestling match. Let me just give you guys a quick breakdown. If you guys haven't seen any of the clips, you're living under a rock. You know what I mean? Like,
they're everywhere.
They're everywhere. TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, anywhere you go, you find them.
The news.
I'm gonna give you the news, sure, but I'm gonna give you a super quick breakdown of this, as quick as I can. First off, obviously Raja went to this professional wrestling event, WWE style, not WWE style wrestling. Obviously he's got a camera crew with him because he's streaming. One of the wrestlers, he thinks that Raja is a worker, which is another code word for like a wrestler. That's part of the business. And he thinks the reason he has a camera crew there the whole time is because he's like generating a plot for like a match or whatever. Because they already had told Raja that he could like at some point get in the ring and like be a part of the show kind of thing. So the guy hits him with a prop beer can that was empty, mostly, and he hits Raja on the side of the head with it. Now let me be clear right now. If Raja, right then and there, punches that dude in the face and knocks him out cold, we're not having this conversation. It's cool. Like everybody's like, whatever, no big deal. But they, he gets in his face. He's like, hey, I don't play that. I don't play that. The guy's like, hey, I'm sorry. I thought you were like a worker. I thought it was just like a thing. My bad. Raja literally says, I understand. It's good. They like shake hands. They make up. Seems all good, right? Whatever. So then the show starts. Whatever. The show goes on for a while. Raja's pretty much telling the camera on his stream the whole night that the guy said I could literally hit him. I didn't have to like fake it. The guy said I could hit him. He's like, I'm gonna knock him out. And then they're like, he's like, should I slam him for like 50 gifted? I'll slam him or whatever, right? Or whatever. And then he's like, I'm not gonna lay back though. I'm gonna knock this dude out. So then all of a sudden, he slides into the ring. He picks up the dude, slams him down, unconscious. But you could argue that like potentially he could just be playing a character, right? He could be playing that he's knocked out for the show, right? Like that's what people are saying. But then Raja Jackson proceeds to lay 24
You
unanswered
counted?
punches. Yeah, no, I heard this.
Oh,
At least 20.
sheesh.
24 unanswered punches straight to this guy's jaw. While the dude is unconscious. So if he wasn't actually unconscious, he definitely was after the 24 shots. Also almost dead after the 24 shots. The guy was unconscious for, I believe, about 6.5 minutes on the canvas. Um, and what a fucking joke. Sorry. Sorry for swearing, but what a joke. Somebody pinned this guy while he was knocked out, bro. One of the people jumped in and pinned him, bro. And the ref tapped like he pinned him, bro.
No.
What are we doing, bro? Like, what? These shenanigans, bro. These shenanigans. Anyways.
I
Anyways.
didn't see that. That's
Yeah. Isn't
crazy. That
that
actually
crazy?
happened?
Yes, that happened. That is, dude, go look at it. Anyways, but listen. The point is, this is not a joke. Like, I know we're laughing because that is pretty funny, but this is not a joke. We're so serious. Uh, we are deep.
Yo, so there was just a dead man in the ring and they were.
I'll send you a clip later. But our deepest uh, condolences, thoughts, and prayers go out to that wrestler and his family.
Psycho Stu.
Psycho Stu.
Yeah.
He went to the hospital. Obviously, they induced him into a coma overnight. He was fighting for his life. They said it was a 50-50 chance that he was going to survive. Thankfully, now like earlier this week, I believe on like Tuesday or Wednesday, he was awake out of his coma. They took his breathing tube out, and he was like doing okay. I so all four so the wrestling organization messaged all their people and told them not to talk to any police officers or lawyers about the event, which is so crazy because and this is gonna make our podcast like 30 minutes longer, but that's okay. Um, they literally told them not to say anything, which is crazy because one of their own people literally almost just died from this dumb kid
Yeah.
filming a Twitch stream, and they want to not say anything, um, which is crazy. A bunch of people were like, "Cool, yeah, that's fine, whatever." Four of the guys, one of the guys who literally saved Psycho Sue's life because literally, by the way, this guy's getting just absolutely ground and pounded while he's unconscious, and nobody's doing jack. Everybody is sitting there watching this guy try to kill this guy, and even the ref, what a freaking idiot, just standing there, didn't even touch him, bro. Didn't even
He was
touch.
like, he's like looking around like, is somebody gonna do
Is
something?
somebody gonna do something? But you're the.
Ref, do something!
He's dead. He's dead on the campus. Sorry, not time to do. Anyways, but um, anyways, finally, this other wrestler jumps in the ring and jumps on Raja Jackson's back to get him off of the guy. That guy, no joke, possibly saved Psycho Stu's life, bro. I'm not even joking. I'm not even trolling. This is not like a game to like, be like, oh, somebody almost died. No, like seriously, he could have killed him. And so this guy, the guy that saved his life, and like three other guys, um, did a podcast or like made a video on YouTube and put it out, and they were like, "We're speaking out against Raja Jackson for our friend," um, and they were like, "Our promoters pretty much told us not to speak to the cops," and he's like, "Also, anybody in our organization that said yes, sir, to the messages, they're like, fuck you, dude. Like, you're like, oh, you guys are horrible people. One of our good friends that we work with just almost died, and you guys are willing to just sit back and say nothing." Anyways, but thank goodness that Psycho Stu is looking like he's going to make a recovery. They said that all of his teeth were bashed in. He was missing almost all of his teeth because all of his teeth were bashed in. He had brain swelling. Like I said, he was on an oxygen tube for a while. He was in an induced coma. They're not sure if he's going to be able to walk normally again or if he's going to be able to talk normally again. If
He is a veteran.
and he's yeah, and he is a veteran, dude. He literally joined this promotion because it like helped him with his PTSD and stuff. This guy's a freaking war hero, bro. And this just it's just crazy how this is all going down. But I hope they put this dude behind bars straight up. Um, it was actually so crazy, and I don't, luckily we're not big enough where I'm probably this video ain't gonna get taken down or nothing. But it was so funny. Literally like months before this, Rampage Jackson was like on his stream, and he was like talking about his. So he has two sons with the same woman that is Raja and his brother, and then he has two other sons that are Japanese that he had with like a Japanese girl. So he said he put away money for college for his two Japanese kids, and he put away the same amount of money for uh, for Raja and his brother for bail money. That's what he said. Those were his exact words. Because he said, I knew they were never going to go to college. So I put the same amount of money for bail money. Which is so the timing on that is insane. That he said that like months ago, and then he's going to need that bail money probably pretty soon. So, but they haven't charged this guy at all. Up to my knowledge, to this point, they still have not charged Raja Jackson with anything. They haven't arrested him or anything like that because besides those four guys, nobody's willing to speak out about the event, even though he tried to kill a guy in front of children and in front of all these people that are not speaking, like to their friend, like
Clearly premeditated. I mean,
clearly premeditated.
Horrible action. It's obviously dude who's trying to kill him.
And Raja Jackson is a fighter. Like, I mean, he trains MMA, right? Like, he knows what it looks like when a guy's unconscious, and me personally, like when I watch a UFC fight, who's Smith? Wasn't it Smith that just slammed that guy a couple weeks ago, like a month ago? Was it something Smith? Yeah. When he slammed that dude and followed up with those like two shots, I was like wincing. I was like, oh damn, you know what I mean? I was like, damn. And that's the thing, right? If Raja Jackson goes in there, slams a dude, knocks him out cold, and that's it, dude, Raja Jackson is famous then. He's like, everybody starts making edits about him and his dad, how they look the same when they do that. Even if he threw like one or two punches, three punches, four punches maybe, we can write that off. 24 as a MMA a trained MMA fighter, what that could do to
I think the
someone.
first slam knocked him out for sure. I feel like
No,
any
I
of
think
those
it did.
punches.
I think it did.
Yeah.
But I'm saying you could like potentially argue that like oh he's
There
taught
wasn't
to
like a lot of
everybody's like oh he's an MMA fighter, he's taught to fight till the ref pulls him off. I guess maybe for like one or two. I'll give him like three punches. You know, I would give him three punches. After that, you are actually trying to hurt him. Like, not just in a fight. You're trying to do serious damage to him because you know what that damage can do to him. And
Right.
at that point, with intent and with predetermined, it sounds like, you know, like intent to kill. That's what it sounds like to me. And I know a lot of
Absolutely
people don't
agree
see
with
that.
you.
It's crazy our world right now, bro. You know, it's actually crazy our world right now. Like, it's like 50-50 on Twitter on if he should go to jail or if he like shouldn't be in trouble at all. It's like,
You're gonna have, ooh, sorry, excuse me. Ugh. You're gonna have like, a lot of defenders. Um, yeah, man, people are ignorant. Like, like you gotta think if there's a baseline intelligence, half those people are gonna be under that baseline
true.
intelligence.
That's true. That's true.
So,
Yeah, but it's actually sad though, cause like like, dude, a guy almost died, and people are defending the guy who almost killed him
yeah.
over the guy who literally almost died, who's got like three kids, is a veteran for our country, um, suffers from PTSD. You know, obviously has seen some stuff if you're suffering from PTSD. And this is how we're treating him now, bro. Like, you know, it's actually like a spit in the face that they. And the worst part is, I'm scared that they're gonna somehow talk Psycho Steve into, or Psycho Stu into not pressing charges. Like, I really believe that. I really believe that they could just throw him like,
My guess is there'll probably be a settlement. He's probably gonna settle for a lot of money.
oh well, yeah.
Yeah.
But I like, dude, I would put that dude behind bars, bro. Like, oh my gosh, like, dude does not need to be like, he needs to learn something because he's like not like, that's like, his human instinct didn't kick in at all, telling him, okay, this is like, I'm going too far. And then even after, bro was like walking out of the venue and he was still like all pissed off and stuff. And I'm like,
Hmm.
you know, dude's got some serious rage issues. Dude's got some serious, and I noticed it even in the and of course, I love Rampage Jackson, but of course his like first offense is that Raja had a concussion from his sparring, which we all probably saw the video of him sparring where he got hit with that spinning kick at like 50% maybe, you know? Didn't get knocked out or anything. He got dazed. If you watch that video, he immediately goes into rage mode and starts throwing that dude around and going full sparring on that dude as well, you know? And that's a guy that's dangerous to society, you know. And
Absolutely.
somebody that can't anger like that and stuff is weak mentally and not safe for like people. Like, I mean, like he's a literal attendee in a crowd at a wrestling event and almost kills a guy inside the ring. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
at that point, you can't trust that guy to be anywhere. You know, so.
Yeah, like even if they give you permission to get your revenge in the ring, like
Mm-hmm.
that slam was enough, bro. Like you don't
Dude,
need to follow up.
and like I said, if he just did that, he would be famous right now. He would
Yeah.
be as like, everybody would be posting edits of him, like
I
him,
already saw one actually.
which is crazy. Which is crazy.
It's like his eyes were like mine. It slammed him at
Yeah,
the same
yeah,
time. Bro. It's
yeah, yeah.
nasty. Oh, it's hard. I liked it. I'm not gonna lie.
It probably was hard, but I'm just saying, like, there'd be no backlash. There'd be no backlash. You know.
Just because I love Rampage. I love
I
Rampage.
love Rampage too, bro, but
I feel bad for him.
I
I feel
feel
bad
bad
for
for
him as a
him.
father.
Um,
Yeah.
I guess I do to an extent. I because I love Rampage Jackson, but bro was still like doing streams and stuff, bro, and his son's about to
Yeah.
potentially go to jail, bro. Like, take us some time off. And but Rampage Jackson's streams are hilarious though, dude. His like text to speech is so funny, dude. You see the clip about like the Derek Lewis ball sack mark on his head?
Uh-huh.
That was so
Uh-huh.
funny, dude. Oh. Anyways, we're getting a little off topic, but But yeah, like I said, thoughts and prayers go out to Psycho Stu and his family. We pray for a speedy, full recovery for Psycho Stu, and also we just pray for justice. You know, whatever that may be. We're both assuming that it's going to be a settlement of millions of dollars, is my guess. Um, but it should be jail time. It should be minimum like 10 or 15 years in prison, in my opinion. And I think if
Absolutely.
it was really fair, he'd be in there for like 40 years for,
Well,
you know,
yeah.
for attempted murder. Like, because attempted murder and like an assault charge, like attempted murder, you have to be predetermined and like I was watching MMA Guru's video, and he actually made a very good point. Like, if you did enough where they're waiting on the outcome to see if the guy's gonna die or not, that means you did enough to kill that guy, which means that at that point, that's attempted murder. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Which I actually totally kind of like agree with that because there was like a chance that he wasn't gonna live. So
Yeah, if
if
he didn't
he,
get pulled off, yeah, he would have killed him for sure.
yeah, but even when they did pull him off, when he went to the hospital, they were still saying there was a chance that he was gonna die, like in his coma.
Hmm.
So at that point, there's a chance that he could have killed him. So then, at that point, can you really say it's an assault? I don't know. I mean, if that happens in like a bar fight, that I mean, I know people that have gone to prison for 40 years or whatever from attempt or murder in like a bar fight like that. So
Yeah.
if in this case it's like the same thing. So we'll see. I mean, obviously they got money and stuff, so you could probably get away with it. But
Hey, prayer to Rampage's family as well.
of course, yeah. I mean, I
Yeah.
do feel for Rampage because like one, this has got to be a stressful time with one of your children going through this, and also like you have to feel some sort of like responsibility. I feel like you'd feel like some sort of like, oh damn, like that's my son and he just like almost killed somebody, like that's kind of so. And it was funny because like when because Rampage was streaming at the same time but like in a different state or whatever, and they were like, oh, like did you just see the video of Raja? And he was like, oh, did he slam the guy or whatever? And like watched the video and he was like in horror, dude. He was like,
Yeah.
and that's just like not, that's not a, that can't be a fun experience, especially being like not with him, So I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyways, we just added on like a nice like 25 minutes talking about that, which is good. Is there anything else you would like to talk about on that subject?
No, 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 no.
But yeah,
It, like,
like I said,
wrap it up.
thoughts and prayers to all the people involved. And
That's
yeah,
right.
other than that though, sorry to end it on a note, gentlemen, but ladies and gentlemen, sorry. But we really appreciate you guys tuning in for this episode. Like I said, we'll be back probably on uh, Saturday night or Sunday night to review the fights from this upcoming, or not this upcoming weekend, but next weekend, because this will be released probably tomorrow, which is Saturday, the 31st. So, or no, sorry, it's after midnight. Saturday the 30th is probably when this will be posted. So next weekend, we'll be talking about those. And thank you guys for tuning in. This is Trent Evil turning it out. Thank you guys for watching.
Fine.
And if you guys are new, hit the subscribe button, drop a like, leave a comment. Let us know things you want us to talk about or topics that you're curious about or any questions or anything you have, and we'd love to talk about it. And other than that, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.
Thanks.